What does it take to turn thousands of tiny drops of nectar into jars of pure, delicious honey? Today we are going behind the scenes of one of the most exciting moments in beekeeping, honey harvest. I'll show you every step of the process from opening a buzzing beehive and removing honey-filled frames to extracting, filtering, testing, and bottling beautiful raw honey. Along the way, you'll discover fascinating facts about honeybees and learn why not even a single part of the harvest goes to waste. Even the wax cappings become something amazing. And before we finish, I'll share an incredible fact about honey that has fascinated people for thousands of years. So suit up and let's harvest some liquid gold. Welcome to Parna Garden. This is the moment we have been waiting for, the treasure hidden inside the hive. But before we can get to the honey, we have to let the bees know we are here, as calmly as possible. First, I gently lift the outer lid. A few light puffs of smoke at the entrance and under the lid help signal the bees to stay calm while I work. The goal isn't to drive them away. It's simply to keep the colony relaxed so the harvest is safe for both the bees and me. Next, I carefully remove the inner cover. This is where patience really matters. Every movement is slow and deliberate to avoid disturbing the colony. Now comes the exciting part, pulling out the honey frames one by one. Each frame is inspected to make sure it's fully capped with wax, which tells us the honey has been ripened by the bees and is ready for harvest. In years with frequent rain and high humidity, honeybees are slower to cap the honey because it takes longer to reduce the moisture content. In this case, I do the shake test. If you shake the frame and no honey drips out from the capped cells, the honey is thick enough and ready to harvest. I harvested 6 deep frames of honey from a hive and 8 medium frames of honey from another. As each frame comes out, I gently shake off any remaining bees and place the frame into a clean plastic tub. This keeps the honey protected from dust, insects, and curious robbing bees while I continue harvesting. You can use a bee brush to gently move the bees out of the frames. Before we begin harvesting honey, let's get everything set up properly. A little preparation now makes the entire process cleaner, easier, and much more efficient. The first thing I do is spread a tarp or plastic sheet on the floor. During extraction, honey and bits of wax are bound to drip, and this simple step saves a lot of cleanup afterward. Next, I place the honey extractor on a sturdy wooden platform, such as a wooden pallet. This keeps the extractor stable and helps reduce vibration while it's spinning at high speed. Now it's time to prepare the honey collection bucket. Before placing it under the extractor, I always double check that honey gate on the bucket is tightly closed. This prevents any honey from accidentally leaking out while the bucket is filling. To ensure clean, high-quality honey, I place the double-screen stainless steel honey filter securely on top of the honey bucket. These filters catch wax particles and other small debris as the honey flows through. Finally, I position the bucket beneath the extractor and leave the extractor's honey gate open. As the extractor spins, the honey flows out through the spout, passes through the double filters, and collects in the bucket below, leaving us with beautifully filtered honey ready for bottling. The electric honey extractor consists of several key components. The drum is a food-grade stainless steel cylinder that collects honey as it's spun out of the frames. Sturdy metal legs elevate the extractor, providing enough clearance for a standard 5-gallon honey bucket beneath the honey gate. Inside the drum is a rotating basket powered by an electric motor mounted on top. Clear plastic lids attach on both sides of the motor, keeping the debris out while allowing you to watch the extraction process. Most extractors also include a safety switch that automatically stops the motor if a lid is open during operation. Finally, the honey gate. located at the bottom of the drum, allows extracted honey to flow directly into the bucket or storage container. With everything in place, we are now ready to start extracting the honey. Now it's time to uncap the honey frames. Using a honey knife, carefully slice off the thin layer of wax cappings that seal the honey inside each cell. As you uncap the frames, collect all the wax cappings in a bucket or a plastic tub. Don't throw them away. They contain a surprising amount of honey. Once we are done extracting, we let the honey from the cappings drain through the filters so we can recover every last drop. Not every frame is fully drawn out by the bees, and those uneven areas can be difficult to uncap with the honey knife. For those sections, I use honey fork to gently remove the remaining wax cappings and expose the honey-filled cells. Once the frames are completely uncapped, they are ready for the extractor. I'm using a 4-frame electric honey extractor, which makes the process much faster and easier. Place the honey frames evenly inside the extractor, close the lid securely, switch on the motor, and slowly increase the spinning speed using the control knob. Starting at lower speed helps protect the comb from sliding under the weight of the honey. After about 3 to 5 minutes, stop the extractor and check the frames. Once most of the honey has been removed from one side, flip each frame around and place them back into the extractor. Close the lid again and repeat the spinning process to extract the honey from the other side. As the extractor spins, you can watch the honey flow out through the honey gate into the bucket below. Along with the honey, you'll notice tiny pieces of wax and other natural impurities. That's exactly why we place the double filter over the bucket. It catches those particles while allowing clean honey to pass through. After all the frames have been extracted, it's time for one of the most rewarding parts of beekeeping, bottling the honey. Before bottling, you'll notice a light layer of froth forming on the surface. This is commonly called honey foam, and it's completely natural and edible. The foam consists of tiny air bubbles trapped during extraction and pouring, along with small amounts of pollen, propolis, and fine beeswax particles. In fact, seeing this foam is often a good sign that your honey is raw and unheated. Before storing or selling your honey, it's also important to measure its moisture content using a honey refractometer. A moisture level of 18% or less is considered excellent quality. Honey at this level is safe for long-term storage and commercial sale. If the moisture content is higher, the risk of fermentation increases, so it's always worth taking a few moments to check. Now comes the best part. Pour the filtered honey into clean, dry bottles and seal them tightly with airtight lids to preserve their freshness and natural flavor. Every jar of honey represents an incredible amount of work by thousands of honeybees. To produce just 1 pound of honey, bees must visit approximately 2 million flowers and fly a total distance of equal to 3 times around the earth. Even more amazing, an average worker honeybee produces only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey during its entire lifetime. When you think about that, every drop of honey becomes even more precious. I have tremendous respect for these incredible little pollinators. Here's another fascinating fact. Honey never spoils. Thanks to its naturally low moisture content and high acidity, bacteria and other microorganisms cannot survive in it. Archaeologists have even discovered jars of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that were still perfectly edible after thousands of years. We are truly blessed by Mother Nature and our hardworking honeybees to enjoy this beautiful and delicious honey I would like to call liquid gold. Once the honey has been bottled, there's still a little cleanup to do, and the bees are more than happy to help. Instead of washing the extractor immediately, I place it outside and let the honeybees clean up the traces of honey sticking to the inside surfaces. To keep the bees safe, I place a small stick at the bottom of the extractor so they have something to climb on and don't accidentally drown in any leftover honey. The wax cappings also deserve a second use. After they have drained through the filters and you have recovered as much honey as possible, place the wax capping outside. The honey extractor and wax capping must be kept at least 100 feet away from your apiary. The bees will clean off the remaining traces of honey without creating robbing behavior around your hives. Once the cappings are completely cleaned, you can render them into beautiful high-quality beeswax. Simply melt the wax with water over gentle heat and then strain through a cheesecloth or an old cotton t-shirt to remove any remaining impurities. The purified beeswax can be used to make candles, lip balms, soaps, wood polish, and many other useful products. Nothing goes to waste in beekeeping. From the honey to the beeswax, every part of the harvest is a gift from these amazing little pollinators. I hope you enjoyed harvesting honey with me today. If you have any questions about honey or beekeeping, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more beekeeping and gardening videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.